and keeping us strong so we can continue to labor for him, kind of like how he's doing us now.
Right.
He got smart though.
He just destroyed us at once and didn't worry about it because he figured I'd just get more.
Right.
Okay.
Going to these different islands.
Right.
Doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing. It says, and when the Spaniards demanded tribute slaves, they gave them their sons and daughters, the only slaves they had left. These the Spaniards sent then these Spaniards sent by shipload down to the coast to be sold in Peru, the slaves.
Shipload, right?
Shipload. So by way of ship, they sent the slaves to be sold. Okay?
That go right along with Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy 28:68 is where we going next.
Let me read it.
Go ahead, my
it
brother.
Says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you. And buy is an old Quaker word which means to save or redeem or to ransom from one condition to another condition. No man's going to save us from the condition that the Heavenly Father put us in. That's why we're in the condition that we're in. But it's right, it's on point with how we can see that the 10 tribes were put on ships and sold. They were taken from here all the way to Europe, from Europe all the way to Africa, all the way from Africa back here, and we were sold from place to place and from one place in Central America to the islands. Just shipped everywhere.
Shipped like cargo. He called us cargo slaves. See, to fulfill that prophecy, that's another one of the curses and atrocities we were able to deal with. This is the so-called religious system tries to put that Christ is all loving, where we're reading here out of the book of Deuteronomy that there's curses and there's blessings. If you follow the word of the Father, you will get the right hand blessings. If you disobey, you will get the left hand curses. Okay?
This is true.
Y así como estamos leyendo ahorita en el libro de Deuteronomía, es que estamos leyendo a cómo los vendieron a los hermanos, a los otros, los mandaron a Europa, los mandaron a África, los mandaron a Centroamérica, a Norteamérica, y los vendieron a todos a los que mandaban ese terreno por esclavos. Y
this is what's called your triangle slave trade.
El triángulo, el triángulo que nosotros sabemos cómo los mandaron a los padres de los otros. Y aquí, como dice la Biblia, dice Deuteronomio 28:68, y Jehová te hará tornar a Egipto. Te va a tornar a Egipto. Cuando dice Egipto, Egipto significa a un lugar de cárcel, no
esclavo.
De esclavo.
Egipto es una palabra de Greek que quiere decir que es esclavo uno.
Dice, y Jehová te hará tornar a Egipto en navios, en navios, así como se habla de amigos, en barcos, por el camino del cual te ha dicho. Ya esas cosas ya lo ha dicho Dios, lo ha dicho que esas cosas le iba a pasar a nosotros, porque dice que no lo obedecemos la voz de Él. Dice, nunca más volveréis, y allí serías vendido a vuestro enemigo por esclavos y por esclavas, así como acaba de decir Bartolomé la casa en el libro, que por eso lo vendieron nosotros, por esclavos, y no habrá quien os compre. Significa, cuando dice eso, quien os compre, significa porque nadie lo va a oír la palabra de que
va a salvar.
Nadie los va a salvar.
Nomás Dios.
Solamente Dios.
Okay. It says, thous. With massacres and other outrages, they laid waste the kingdom exceedingly more than 100 square leagues, the land that had been among the most flourished and populous in the whole world. And this very same tyrant has written that the land of Guatemala was even more populous than Mexico, which is the truth. But he and his brothers and other Spaniards have slain more than 4 or 5 million souls in 15 or 16 years, from the year 24 and the year 40. And they are still killing and destroying those who survived, and they will go on killing. Now, it was the habit of the Captain General, when he was about to make war on a town or province, to take with him 10 or 20,000 already subjective native Indians and set them to fight against the Indians in the town or province he intended to invade. And since he did not provide food for his Indians, he gave them permission to eat the enemy Indian they captured. And thus he had his royal kingdom a butchery of human beings, where In his presence, children were killed, cooked, eaten, and where men were merely killed for their hands and feet, which were esteemed a delicacy.
Right. We have a picture here on page 62 giving the account of this. You know how I say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And we have a picture here where he's roasting a baby. This guy has a head in his hand. He's getting ready to eat the hand and the arm. We have all these body parts here, up here, just up here where people are coming up. You have the European here passing out the foot and the leg, and they would say they would cut off the hands and the feet, so that was delicacies. But they had starved the people so bad that they told them they could kill the other natives, their other brothers, and eat them. That's what they're doing.
I mean,
get this book.
Lo que está hablando que mi hermano es que cuando los vendían esclavos, los que hacían ellos, los españoles, es que los mandaban a ir a otra isla y no los daban de comer, y entonces lo que hacían, los mandaban a otra isla, y en esa isla los hacían matar a otros indios, a los hermanos de nosotros, y los hacíamos comer. Los comíamos todos, así como enseña la foto. Mira aquí, está friando, está cocinando un niño, que ni tiene que más de un año, un bebé. Y aquí otro se está comiendo la mano de un hermano, porque están diciendo que la mano era como una delicacia. I mean, mira las cosas que los pusieron a hacer. Los hicieron hacer como ellos son. Nosotros no somos bestias. Nosotros nunca hemos llorado por eso, porque Dios siempre lo ha dado todo. Pero por no obedecer, esto lo va a pasar también.
Selling them as slaves for ships. Yeah, así ha pasado de vez en vez otra vez. To go on, we're going to read, it says, one Spaniard took a maiden by force to commit the sin of the flesh with her, which was rape. It says, dragging her away from her mother, finally having to unseat with the sword to cut off the woman's hands. And when the damsel still resisted, he stabbed her to death to keep her from fighting. So he was committing this rape act, and to stop her from pushing him off, he cut off her limbs. And when she continued to fight, he put her to death. This is another prophecy fulfilled. We read Deuteronomy 28, and we're going to start at verse 30.
Deuteronomy 28 and 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Right. So I'm going to have my wife, and the Spaniards came over here and took her. Start over, I'll read that again.
Thou shalt betroth a wife,
okay,
and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
And thou shalt not dwell therein. We just kept seeing that we kept getting plucked out from every land that we had. We kept fleeing to try to stay alive, but it wasn't the will of the Father for our disobedience.
Lo que está diciendo mi hermano aquí, una cosa que estaba explicando él es que violaron a uno de los hermanos de los otros, uno de español, y que ella se la quitó, ella la agarró a la mujer, y a la mujer a ese tiempo estaba diciendo que no, lo está empujando el español, y el español le cortó las manos. Y todavía ella estaba peleando con el español. Entonces el español la mató y todavía se durmió con ella. Y aquí leemos en el libro de Deuteronomio 28:30, dice, te desposará con mujer y otro varón dormirá con ella. Aquí está diciendo, como dice mi hermano, que ellos vinieron, el español, uno tuvo su esposa y solamente para que ellos vinieran le quitaron la esposa de uno. Y después dice, edificarás casa y no habitarás en ella, plantarás viña y no la vendimiarías. Significa que la casa que nosotros vivíamos, esa casa ya no era de nosotros, sino que esa casa era del español, de los europeos que venían acá solamente para matarlos. Se comían todo, no dejaban nada a nosotros, solamente para que nosotros lo cuidáramos a cada uno.
To go on, it says, the Spaniards had made the natives to squat down on their haunches like tame sheep. When they were all placed together, where they were bounded and tied up together. At the closed doorways, arms guard took turns to see that none would escape. Then, at a command, all the Spaniards drew their swords or pikes, and while their chiefs looked on, helpless, all those tame sheep were butchered to cut to pieces. At the end of 2 or 3 days, some survivors came out from under the corpse, wounded but still alive, and they went weeping to the Spaniards, imploring mercy, which was denied. The Spaniards had no compassion, but drove them back and cut them down. Then the Spaniards had the chiefs, a total of more than 100, who were already shackled, burned at the stake that had been driven into the ground. Atrocity after atrocity, brothers and sisters. He's just going to continue to implement this. As we read here on another page, he says that the tyrant labeled himself as a divine raft. This is what he nicknamed himself, the divine raft.
Divine wrath.
The divine wrath. This is the atrocity, like we read at the beginning in the introduction. He says, as tigers, as wolves, as lions, looking who he may devour.
Calling himself a Christian. You know, that's why you gotta examine who it is that's over you at this time, you know, because this is the history of the beginning of the Europeans coming to America, and they came as Christians, and they came with religion. Religion was come from a Latin word, religio, means to hold back, keep down, or restrain. That's why it's so hard for our brothers and sisters to really grasp the true understanding that we are the children of Israel, and this Bible is talking about us. And someone has taken this Bible and said it's talking about everyone. When you see, most of the Bible is saying, "Hear, O Israel," you know, go tell my people Israel. You know, and he told us if we follow his laws, statutes, commandments, he will bless us. And it's only from 1 to 14, as you've been speaking in the book of Deuteronomy. It's only 1 to 14. Then the curses start from 15 to 68. You make the count. You know, these curses be felt on certain people, and no one can say that this happened to them. Like, as you can see in this series that we have been doing, this account befell the children of Israel only. I want to read verse 64 in Deuteronomy 28. And then you can read 30 and 64. It says, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And then thou shalt serve other gods." Like they came with these gods that when they came here, you know, different gods that we didn't know, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. They came with their own gods. That's why I said we was doing dances and giving them everything, thinking that their God was gold. We didn't know.
Right, that's what they're killing us for, so maybe we should dance to the gold.
Yeah, and give them everything that they want, you know, feeding them and everything. They couldn't survive without the help of the 10 tribes that was here already, you know? It's sad. I looked out it reminds me of a commercial that they had on television before Thanksgiving, which you call Thanksgiving, but they took the land, so it's nothing was given. They didn't vote for it. You know, they had a little boy dressed up in a pilgrim outfit, and he said, "Hey, we sat down and ate with the Indians, and then we robbed their graves. Now it's time for football." You know, you look at football, how it arrived was they took our women and they cut off the breasts and they greased it and threw it at each other and they tackled each other. How about that for your history? You know, that's sad. But yet still, our people don't really understand. That's why I say forget about the past, but why should we forget about our past when we don't even know what our future holds? You know what your present how the present lies, you know, all the things that have happened to us, continually happening to us. This is we reading from the past, but it still accounts for today. I do believe we're still being slaughtered.
Yes,
I do believe to this day, you know, certain things are being dismissed.
Right.
In your laws, you know.
Well, their law, really. Because
it's their laws. That's what I said. Their laws.
As we get into this, I'm gonna read Psalm 78 and verse 49. We have to understand, Israel, wake up. It is not the way it's been implemented onto us. And Psalm 78 and 49 says, "He cast upon us the fierceness of his anger." See, this is what the Father did. He put upon us the fierce of his anger for our disobedience. It says wrath, and we got the wrath of the Spaniards.
That's right.
Indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among us.
That's right. Those spirits, evil spirits.
This is what the Father has implemented on us. So we have to understand, we have to come back to the fold. The fold meaning the understanding of the Father as the Scripture saith, not as we want to. All these curses of Deuteronomy 28 are very true. We're going to even go into it. Do you have some, or can I touch something real quick?
También lo que está diciendo mi hermano aquí es que también tenemos que entender que estamos haciendo esto por las personas de Israel. Lo estamos haciendo porque el libro habla de Israel, no habla de otra nación, no tiene a cuenta de otras personas en este mundo que esto le ha pasado. So, hay que entender, así como dice en Salmo 78, 49, que dice, envió sobre ellos el furor de su saña, irá y enojo y enaguista comisión de malos ángeles, con malos ángeles. Estamos leyendo aquí la palabra de Dios a las cosas que Dios lo mandó a los otros por no obedecer a ellos. Y por eso nosotros aquí, a los españoles, en el libro de Bartolomé de la Casa, por eso nosotros entendemos que aquí está hablando de diablos, no está hablando de dioses, de ángeles, que dice acá la palabra de Dios para los hijos de Israel, sino que está hablando de diablos que vinieron acá con una religión cristiana.
God.
That's it. So I want to show you who it was that the Most High sent against us.
Okay.
And that's in Ezekiel 7:24. He said, wherefore? Because, you know, we've been talking about all the carnage that happened to us. How they just cut us up and we were ate up by dogs, and, you know, they starved us when we had to eat each other, kill each other, and eat each other. All these things is just atrocity. He said, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. Say, and they shall possess their houses. Say, I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. It was defiled, you know, and it came as Christians, Spaniards, you know, bringing Caesar Borgia. Because by the time, you know, they came here, he was at hand. Rodrigo Borgia's father had Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci to commission to paint this picture of Leonardo da Vinci. That's why in Brazil they have a large statue looking over the city of Caesar Borgia.
Right. Y así como dice mi hermano, que ahorita vamos a ver quién son las personas que lo hicieron estos aquí. Dice en Ezequiel 7:24, dice, traer por tanto los más malos de las naciones, los cuales poseerán sus casas, que ellos van a mantener todos los otros. Ellos, el terreno de acá que vinieron acá es de los otros y ahora es en el nombre de ellos. Y haré cesar la soberbia de los pedorosos, y sus santurías serán profanadas.
So there it is. So we're going to have to end right now. We hope you enjoyed this series on the destruction of the 10 tribes that were here in Central America and South America. And without further ado, you can reach me, Priest Awam, at P.O. Box 20012. That's Long Beach, California, 90801-3012, or call me at 562-426-3084. And the Water Brothers for being here.
The Water for having us, brother.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, water, my brother.
And we're out.
Brother, can't you see?